Welcome back, class, to another live stream of Animation Collab, where I collaborate with other content creators in my animation laboratory. Today we're going to continue the collaboration with Andy from the Attack, Detect, Defend YouTube channel, where he discusses cybersecurity, and I've been helping him create an animated explainer video about just that subject. Wow, wasn't that smooth? It helps training what you want to say before you say it. Okay, so we left off with the little hacker character jumping up a ladder and trying to get past the security. Then that was the privilege escalation. He's escalating the ladder. You see the visual references I was trying to make here. So he's able to unlock a few of these logs as he ascends or escalates the ladder. I don't think that's a word that you normally use for climbing a ladder, but you know, it's the same sort of meaning. And then eventually he gets to a lock that does not unlock, at which point he falls off the screen. So this is the part that we're going to be animating today. He falls off the screen and the ladder, and then we find out what he needs to unlock that lock, and that is credential access. So let's see how far we can get. We do still need to animate a little bit of this scene before we continue with the actual credential access. So we are here, so he's jumping. Also, the timing is slightly off, I think, because he needs to stop jumping at about this point. I think that actually worked. Let's have a quick listen. Let me just turn on my headphones and let's turn on your audio, which hopefully you'll be able to hear. We need to jump out of this comp into our main comp with the audio in it. So we've got this happening. Then we've got that happening. I think we can start somewhere around here. Around here. There's quite a bit of time before this starts animating, which I'm not a huge fan of, so we might have to adjust the timing, but I don't want to fiddle around too much with previous work. I want to move ahead as per the, don't get stuck on the details before you've animated the whole thing mindset.
It's likely to only grant low-level permissions, so as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher-level privileges which allow for greater access to other parts of a system. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator-level or system-level privileges. It's unlikely that an attacker will be able to access is likely to...
So it's unlikely. Okay, so navigate through a system to reach tactics. Credential access. Okay, where does he say that? Here, administrator level or system level privileges. Wow, that's quite a way away from which allow greater access to other parts of the system. Okay, there's quite a lot of voiceover with not a lot of planned animation for this. So I don't know if I need to slow down the jumping. Let's have another look.
So, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher level privileges which allow for greater access to other parts of a system. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator level or...
Okay, so we are here. So that's good. This can happen during the transition, hopefully, this transition. Yeah, So I think we might have the right timing here. So basically, at this point, as soon as the hacker stops jumping, which is about here, I think, and this kind of says, nope, you're not getting in here, which I think is inside of a pre-comp. Let's have a look. I think this is the access. So here it goes, nope. This character and why can I not see? There we go. So the character and the ladder both need to fall. Yeah. So actually, I think I'm gonna move this controller to the bottom of this. And I need to make sure that... I need to make sure or find out what is actually parented to this. And I think it's just this controller. Because if I rotate this, no, it's still... I just turned it off. I didn't actually unparent it. Okay, there we go. So it's unparented now. Okay, it's just the ladder. Great. So what I'll do is I'll actually move this to the bottom. Oh wait, the ladder needs to also not be parented to this. Where is the ladder? Oh, the shy is on, so the ladder is probably here. Great. Then I'm going to move this to the bottom of the... Oh, right. Damn. Okay, this has some position keyframes here, so I need to grab the keyframes as well as the null object so that it still animates correctly with the emails, the keyframes I already set for this. Then I can reparent this, and then it'll be like nothing happened. So we've got the ladder coming in, and then we've got this guy coming in. I think he's jumping from far too low. Maybe I'll just move the ladder. I can't move it much higher because it's actually not that long. But maybe I can at least go 1080. Like, at least to the edge of the screen. Yeah, no, that's... Yeah. It's gonna have to be like this. Okay. Might need to adjust that because I don't want this guy to start jumping without us... Like, the jump should be, you know, already happening, basically. That's what I'm saying. The guy should be on a higher ledge, basically. I think that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's okay. I'll just... No, you know what? No, I want... Okay, I'll try and move this up so that it's one ledge up. So, like here, I guess? Okay. Need to adjust it so... Something like this, I guess. So... Okay, wait. I think I didn't get the ladder. Wait. Ah, here it jumps over two. Wait, I don't know what's happening at this very first one. Something's wrong in the animation here, so let me double check what's happening. I think the top is correct, but the first one, because I animated kind of off screen, it wasn't quite right. Yeah, so these ones are correct. And also this is moving for some reason. So this shouldn't travel. Okay, yep. And this is on the wrong ladder bit, I guess. So then this one should be here. And this should be on the same rang. Okay, I think this is now. Okay, let's have another look at this jumping to make sure it's actually... The jumping at the top is okay, but yeah, I don't like that it actually stops right at the top. I think I do actually want it to be one down, so... But that's okay. It's not like I'm undoing work, it's just that I fixed the first jump, which was somehow broken. Let's go to a round number like this. Okay, then hopefully... okay. That looks good. That looks good. That looks... Ah, this one's wrong. That's what it is. Okay. I see now. Okay, this one's wrong. Should be right about here, which obviously we don't see. Okay, so now he looks like he's jumping out of nowhere into the frame. I think that looks a little bit better. Let's have another save. Always remember to save. Yeah, now the dude isn't... Also, there's something wrong with these keyframes. Let's have a look at the curve. The curve seems the same. The curve looks the same, identical here as here, but somehow the speed isn't quite right between these. So what is the speed supposed to be? I think it's supposed to be, what is it, Control Alt K? No, it was Control Shift K? Yes. So it should be easy ease. So let's make all of these easy ease. So they are all the same, and this character is jumping all the same. This is somehow super huge, and I don't have any space here. Okay. So we'll go keyframe by keyframe. Keyframes sometimes get out of sync, so to speak. If you do a lot of amends and copy-paste keyframes, they don't always retain the speed that you copied them from. So you do need to sometimes double-check that they are the right speed. Either do that in the graph editor, or you do that with the velocity, keyframe velocity menu. You know, I sometimes, just to have a more uniform keyframe set, I check my keyframes in the keyframe velocity menu, which is Control-Shift-K. You get into the keyframe velocity menu, and then the influence is that curve that you're setting. So yeah, and I can already see, like, this one at the end, it was easy ease, and these ones are not easy ease, I think. Ugh, God damn it, I keep using the wrong shortcut. Yeah, so there's something off with those ones at the beginning. So I just want to get them back to the original state, which is easy ease, 33%. So that's all of them, I think. F9 for easy ease. Now they should be fine. Let's have a look at these ones. What do I keep right-clicking to? Ah, the keyframe interpolation. It's the you probably can't see that. It's just off screen. But you can also right-click. So instead of the shortcut, you can also right-click on a keyframe and then either go to keyframe interpolation or keyframe velocity. I keep clicking the first one instead of the second. Okay, so, or you can use the shortcut, which is Control-Shift-K. So these are also easy ease. Let's make sure that they're all supposed... Again. They're all supposed to be easy ease. So what I can do, I can either drag across, or I can highlight the property, which will then highlight all of the keyframes on that property. A property is something like position, rotation, opacity. Those are all called properties. Let's make sure that this is, yeah, that's both arms should be easy ease the same way. So F9 on that, and then let's make sure that this is the right, again, this is the right, okay, so that should also be easy ease. So let's make these easy ease. And here I'm highlighting each keyframe because the linear keyframes, these hard ones, hard-edged ones, the diamond-shaped ones, I don't want to touch those. So I'm not highlighting the whole property, I'm just highlighting those, and I'm easy easing those as well. And let's have another look. Okay, now that's something odd when the character's just off screen. Here, that beginning bit here, there's just something, there's just something off with this section here. I cannot figure out what it is. Maybe it's the distance of the keyframes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Something is strange here. I don't know what it is. See, it's like dragging to get up there. Ah, because I think... Ah. Okay, so this is the moment where it's supposed to go up. Ah, okay, this is in the wrong position. I see now. Okay, so it's supposed to go from this down to the next lower one. Oh, okay, I see. So actually it is supposed to jump from essentially nowhere. Yeah. And here it's supposed to jump to below this. So the change between this one and this one, minus 81. So we're looking at, oops. You can't see the number in this zoom in, but basically we're looking at this number here, if you can see it. We're going from 81 down to 11, so that's about 70 keyframes difference. So 11 can go 11, no, it's minus 11 minus 70, is that correct? No, it would be plus in this case. Minus 11 plus 70. So that should be technically the one below that. Okay. Now it should look normal, I hope. Okay, looks a little bit off. There's a strange... This should move. This is not moving. Why is this not moving? Ah, okay. I moved the wrong keyframes. So these keyframes should essentially not change. Right? Oh, I forgot my own animation. Right, okay, so this is slightly above the keyframe where it lands. So slightly above. So 141 and 149. So that's about, that's 7 pixels. So this should be 7 pixels up, basically. What was it? 81 minus 81 plus 7. Or was it minus 7? Yeah, because we're trying to go up. And then this should be minus 11, which is correct. And now it's correct. And this is minus 11, and this is below, and this should be minus 11 plus 7. And this is minus 11 minus 70. Is that correct? No. Minus 11 plus 70. Now we should be correct. Okay, this is wrong. Minus 11 minus 7. Yeah, that's right. So up and slightly down, and then jumping to the next. God, sometimes understanding my own animation is a little difficult, but now I got it. And now the little hacker is jumping up until he's almost at the top, and then as soon as that, as soon as this log starts to wiggle, which is, let's turn the shy on again, which is at this point, we can get rid of these now. We don't need them. We only need this one, which is at this point, it continues to wiggle. Whoop, boom, boom. And this is starting to fall off. So we have a rotation keyframe here, and let's go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 40 frames forward. We're gonna have this fall, but also we need a position. It cannot just fall like that. So let's add a position keyframe as well, and it's gonna fall like slightly, you know, like, oh no. And obviously it needs to fall off like completely until that ladder is gone, and at the same time this little guy is going to fall off the ladder as well, and this guy needs to be like, oh no, let's add a little curve to the fall, to the position, something like this, yay. And for now, let's just add a 75, or let's do like a 100. Yeah, let's do 100% velocity for now and see how it goes. Let's do a linear keyframe at the end, and we can just check what that looks like and adjust accordingly. So we are here. Let's have a look at that. So jumping. Oh, hey. Okay, that 100 didn't apply to everything. I will use trusty motion to do that, and I think it needs to be, oh no, I applied it to the wrong keyframe. That keyframe at the bottom should not be included, and maybe I'll just go 10 frames forward so it's not immediately whoop. Oh no, that's okay, that should go. Whoa, hey, no, I just want you. Something like, and we'll probably also rotate just like the ladder, and maybe this would be a little bit later, because like the character would be in motion first before falling off, and then obviously maybe like 90 degrees. And then we can do something with like the legs as well, like flailing a little bit or something like that. Let's see. So it's like, yay, no, whoa. Maybe 10 frames less. It's a little too slow, and maybe 5 frames earlier. Oh, let's have a look. No, it's a little too slow. It needs to go like kind of fast then slow. Slow then like immediately fast. Like no. Let's stick with 100. But let's be like, that's too fast. That's too fast. Okay, and I think the dude, my dude, should be a little bit faster than the ladder. And maybe rotate a little more. Maybe we go 180. Maybe that's too much. No. And so as he's falling, he's like, whoa, what's going on? Rotation on the arms. 1, 2, no. Let's go. 1, the arms go up. And then maybe he tries to flap like ah. I think that'd be quite fun. First, he's like, oh, what is happening? Oh no, 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 no! I don't want to change all of my keyframes. No, thank you. 15. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we don't see him that long. It's too fast. Okay. Then this just needs to be much faster. 1, 2, 3, maybe? Goes back down. We'll just use the clone feature. And then... yeah. Let's use the clone feature again. Oh. Sorry, I thought that was... What was this? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. And then I can clone this entire set. Clone. And clone again. Why not? Just to be safe. So this is now gone. And we go... Whoop. Whoa. It's quite funny. I like that. Maybe this is actually 75%, so it goes a little... You can't really see it that much, but I just still find it quite funny that that he's doing that. And then one of the legs, not the foot, just the leg. I think this one is a good one. I can just go rotación. Just go like and then maybe the other one goes just after. Okay, let's have another look at that. Okay, it's a little soon. It's like we can't really take in that the thing is rotating. When is this happening? It's happening right at this point. What is this? Yeah, I think these are the keyframes. I think it needs to be just a little later. Whoops, no, just the keyframes, not the layers. Because we're not really able to take in that it's shaking the lock. So let's... Okay, also... I didn't realize this was... Okay, sorry. Moved a keyframe I wasn't supposed to move. There we go. And let's do this as not an easy ease, but a 75%. Maybe this shouldn't be so slow. What did I give this? What velocity? 100. Oh, my headphones just turned themselves off. If you have any questions while I'm animating, do drop them in the chat. Or if you're watching this as a replay, do drop them in the comments. How would you animate this type of... Sorry, I'm getting a call. How would you animate this type of character animation? I'm gonna take a quick break and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Let's continue. Let's have another look at this before we move on. The timing could still be a little better, but I think I'm gonna move on and do any sort of fine-tuning later. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's have another listen to the audio if this works.
Is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher-level privileges, which allow for greater access to other parts of a system. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator level.
Yeah, that's good. So at this, then in the administrator level or system level privileges, this is supposed to happen just a little bit later, but I think we'll have enough time during this scene. So let's do the transition now. This needs to now zoom in, and I think I have, yeah, I have this scale here. I think this is the one I need to animate. So it's like maybe at this stage we'll do a scale, and I'm pretty sure I have to reposition as well. So this is going to scale to come into screen, and I think I have a this one. So this is supposed to be the size it needs to be in, and I think that's just about right, maybe? I think that's just about right. So And I think the position is right as well. So, it's not at 960. So maybe this needs to be at 960. Does that matter? I don't know. Okay. I think this could have just zoomed to 960. Let's just do that. Just so we are straight here. So actually, I don't think I do need the position. I think I just need the scale, and at the same time, or just a little later maybe, the computer also needs to zoom out. The PC, that is. Which should zoom out from here. So it's 3. 1, 2, 3, and so that it sort of... okay, no, this I think needs to be in the center of the screen. I'm not sure. Let's have another look at this. Okay, so it's here like that. And actually it needs to be down here. Why did I do it in such a way that it's up here? It needs to be here, so it has space for this credential access. Well, I guess I do have to move the position. I somehow didn't set up my why does it say grant access? Should be credential access. Yeah, my references, I didn't quite set them up correctly. So it needs to be credential access, which means this needs to move down. I'm not sure why this isn't at 960 now. Is there another? Oh, okay, I prepped that already. Ha ha ha. That is why this is not moving. So that's the correct position. And maybe this just needs to zoom out of the... I prepped that also. So maybe that just needs to be at the same time. So, but maybe the anchor point does need to be in the center of this so that it, yeah, so it zooms out at the same time. Then we don't see it. We do still see this one. And we don't see the hacker after it fell off, so we can cut this at very latest this point. That too. And now we have this. This can happen just slightly sooner, I think. Like here. Oh no, that's too fast, I guess. What is this velocity here? inconsistent. That's what it is. I think it's supposed to be 75%. Yeah, so... And maybe this needs to finish with that. Let's have another look. What is this velocity supposed to be? Also 75%, so let's just readjust. Let's have another look at that. Yes. Also, at this point, so this cuts off, but we have the background here that is omnipresent, so that doesn't matter that the background cuts out. Okay, cool. So let's have another look, see if this is working okay. Yeah, so let's have another look at that.
System. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator level or system level privileges. It's unlikely that an attacker will be able
So that's happening quite fast. So we need to slow that down. This cannot show up. God, there was a whole 2 lines. Oh, that's the same line. Okay, maybe. Also, some other techniques. It is unlikely that an attacker subject of the overall objective. Oh no, that's like 2 sentences before this is happening. Oh no. So I'm gonna have to slow down the hopping, I think.
So there's a few tactics that are used to navigate the system. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator level or system level privileges. It's unlikely. So there's a few tactics they'll use to navigate through a system to reach their end target. Credential access to likely that an attacker will be able to directly compromise the system that's the subject of their overall objective. So there's a few
I think the transition cannot happen until this point, which is quite a way away from where we are now. So this is... let's just call it zoom. Oh dear. Okay, so this cannot happen until this point, which is probably why those keyframes were there. Yay! Okay. This obviously needs to be visible until then. And then maybe just before this would start. Actually, no, this wouldn't start until it says credential access.
credential access.
Yeah, so just before this part. Oh no, that's a long time for this guy to be talking. So, and this is far too short. I need to elongate this for sure.
System. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator level or system level privileges. It's unlikely that an attacker will be able to directly compromise the system that's the subject of their overall objective, so there's a few tactics they'll use to navigate through a system to reach their end target.
Yeah. I think it cannot happen until here, so I significantly need to slow down this animation. Because even at this point, let me see, why are things also disappearing? Things should not be disappearing. Things should not be disappearing. Is it this? Yeah. So why is this disappearing? Why is this? Okay. Okay, let's just animate the last part, and then I'm gonna figure out how I'm going to do the timing, because I'd quite like to get through this scene eventually. So we've got this happening, and when he says credential access, the card comes in. So here. So at this point, we've got the card that is inside of this. Which are essentially these things here. So this card needs to come in through I guess it needs the window to be the mask. So we've got the window. I don't know if I've... Ah, yes, this is the mask for the window, I think. So the card ID. Yep, so it needs an alpha mat. Oops, wrong. This, so that it can come in from the side like that. Then it needs to go here. And as it covers this bit, we reveal that part. I think at this point it actually should rotate and, you know. This is a 90, and this should be a little further, like that. And then it needs to go up and it needs to have a second mask. Because it needs to go through that little card reader hole. And I don't know who the mask for that is. Mask slot, that's it. That's the mask for that. So I actually will need to cut this card in two. So let's just see how well this is moving. So it's coming in. Oh, okay. I mean, that's not too bad, only that I don't want it to curve at this point. So this, oh no. This should be straight up. So that's actually not so bad. Maybe it can be... No, it needs to be much faster. Maybe this needs to slow down. Also, let's see. At this point, this can get chopped off. It's always a little bit risky to chop things off early before you have the timing down, because then you have to adjust the chop with the keyframes, but let's just do it so I can see what this is going to look like. Obviously, this needs to be off, and this needs to be reverse inverted track match. Yep, that's it. And I can turn off the reference card, so now it like comes in, turns around. It's not turning around the best way. I'm also not sure why the mask ends there. Because the lock. Okay, so actually I need the mask. I think it's a scale, right? Yeah, I changed the scale on this. So this actually needs to be the length of the window. Let's see where we are. So it needs to be like right there. Okay, so let's have another look. Whoops, I don't have a work area. Okay. Okay, that looks super weird. Maybe I shouldn't do like, oh. Right. See, now I've changed the chop. I could merge them somehow, but... is it worth it? Probably not. Or, actually, what I could do is move this up to be at the height of this. So where the slit is, move it to that place. And then it could just act for both. Obviously, then I have to adjust the size again. And that might help that I don't need two of these. Let's have a look. Yep, that worked, but it's not quite in the right position. It's just a tad below, I think. So that looks a little bit better. Just to make sure it's not cutting anything off at the bottom here. I think it's just right. Okay, let's have another look at that. So it comes in. This whole rotating while moving isn't... Not a fan of that. I'm also not a fan of this going down. So let's remove this movement. It comes in. Let's have another look. Yeah. So as it's moving across this, unfortunately, I don't have a clear cut. Let's have a get rid of that. The cursor should probably also have the window mask. And the button and the password are going to be visible just after this has passed. And the password should actually appear, which I didn't, because I think once this goes, as this goes through, I think the password should appear, and that will mean that I will have to bring in the font or the text. I think it's text in my Illustrator file. So let's open this in actually, yes, edit original. I hope that's going to open the Illustrator file. Yay! Drop your questions in the chat if you like. I'm happy to answer any questions I'm able to answer. Okay, so. Come on. Be nice. Alright, so. Let's turn this off for a moment so I can see this. And the passcode is indeed font. So what I can do, I can just push this over to After Effects using Overlord, but somehow that's not working. Push. Yay, it arrived. And then I can turn this off here. Save, which will remove it from my box here eventually. Yep, there it is. And then, well, okay, that wasn't, it's not in the right position. Why? This move? Did it move? Is that why? Because this was taking up more space. Oh, God. Okay. Let's put it back. Yep. Okay. So it's moving down, which means if I put the anchor point at the top of it, hopefully it won't move down when I remove this. Yep. Excellent. That's a little trick if you want to make changes to your Illustrator files while you already have them imported into After Effects. You just put the anchor point in the opposite direction to where the size change is going to occur, and then your objects are going to stay in the same place. Okay, so we have this, which also ends here. But as this is going in, okay, at this point, we are going to add a typewriter effect on this, which means usually the typewriter effect is pretty long. And maybe we'll just make this a little longer too. So we can do like a little stop here. Or maybe we'll just do a little stop here. Then it like waits a little bit. Then it continues a little bit. And then stops again for a moment before it completes. And then look like this. And actually, maybe this is faster than this is. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I think the brakes might... Okay. I wanted an unevenness in the typing, because that's usually how you type, right? It's not just, oops, just hit my microphone, as I do. You don't usually like type in one go. You like, sometimes you think about it, or you try to find the key, you know, if you're not proficient. A proficient typewriter. Actually, this... Yeah. And I think this should just be just as long as this is going in. Actually, from here to here, maybe. And then it goes slower. And then it goes until there. Ah, okay, it's too high. So it should be like here. And maybe that's not easy, so. Maybe it should be. Oh, this. Maybe this should be 100 and the other one should be Z's. Okay. I don't like this pause here. And then as soon as this like gets typed in, this cursor will move. So first it's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. The cursor will move on to that, and we don't need a straight moving cursor. Can have like this type of cursor. Then we do a click, which is a scale. I think it's like 3. And at this point, I need the button to move down at the same time as the cursor. So actually, I'm going to put a I can move the cursor down to where the button is. This doesn't need to be above. This can be below. And they need to have a controller. Where are my controllers? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Ah, there. Now I'm going to move the mouse or parent the mouse to that. Rename the controller immediately. Name your layers. Always name your layers. Never go with null control 2, null control 3. Don't do that. Be a good motion designer. Name your layers. Button. Yeah, sure. And then we do a scale. And like 1, 2, 3, we scale down. Not too much. Like 1, 2, 3. Back to 100%. And then as soon as that happens, the lock will unlock. So then we'll do another unlocking of the lock, which is, I think we just need one of these again, right? D. And it's just gonna be, I don't know, wait. Wait, what? Where's the unlocking happening? Wait. Oh, okay, so it's not this one. I guess I need this one? Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't have an alpha, and then, yeah, so this should just do the unlock. But it's not controlled by the locks, I guess. This position should it be, no, wait, position should be this one. Why is that not the same position? Oh my god. Dear God. Okay. I'll just duplicate this one, and I think these are just keyframes, so I can just remove the keyframes, right? And unlock, which means I think I need to just remove the time. Exactly. Okay, so yay! I did it! Oh my god. Okay, let's watch that scene. There's going to be a huge amount of pause. In between, but we've got something. So let's have a look at this. I will pre-render this. Oh, why is this playing back? It should be pre-rendering. Numpad 0. Cache before playing. Why would you not do that? Okay. So I'll full screen this. Actually, not yet. Let's see. Let's watch the whole pre-render. Otherwise, we're just waiting without any idea when it's going to be finished. But the slow-mo already looks pretty good, apart from the the off timing, but the animation is quite okay, I think. Almost there, almost there. Unlocking more credentials, no more access. Oh no, it didn't work. Okay, and then we have to wait because my animation is too fast.
Tactics are used to navigate through a system to reach their end target. Credential
Okay, so let's have a look at this.
One common theme across these various techniques is the desire not to be spotted. Therefore, an attacker may take advantage of defense evasion techniques to avoid setting off any alerts or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher level privileges which allow for greater access to other parts of a system. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator level or system level privileges. It's unlikely that an attacker will be able to directly compromise the system that's the subject of their overall objective, so there's a few tactics they'll use to navigate through a system to reach their end target. Credential access techniques offer ways of obtaining.
Oh no. Oh, what happened here? We cannot see the card animation. Oh no. Oh no, there is no final keyframe. Okay. So yeah. So this is not visible. Oh, it is visible. But it should be during credential access. Why is it so far back? What is happening? Okay, something with the timing went wrong. Okay, we're waiting for this to happen. Should be happening at the same time as credential access. Why is it so far back? Credential access. It must be because I played with the timing. So now this doesn't appear, so it's set at 23:22, but we're actually at 29, so let's change that. Or I can go to 23:22. No, let's change the keyframe. Yeah, let's change the keyframe. So this should actually be, and this will just be a hold frame. And this time should actually be this time. So now we're playing back from the correct time. Yeah, okay. Great, got it. No, it has to re-render the whole thing. Okay, we don't need to see the little guy at the beginning again. We can just skip that. That saves us a little bit of pre-render. It's a little bit faster because it already knows most of the frames.
Or other authentication data so that the attacker can assume the identity of another.
All right.
Discover level permissions, so as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher level privileges which allow for greater access to other parts of a system. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator level or system level privileges.
Oh no.
It's
okay, I broke something again. Because I made that a hold frame, I actually I removed this animation, but this still needs to play, right? So we've got the loop here. And I think at this point, I'm gonna add a hold frame. That should be 1, 2. Yeah, 20 frames. 1, 2. So basically at this point, don't need this. So then it's holding between this and then that, starting again with this animation. All right. One more time. Let's pre-render. But it's much faster now. Maybe because it has already pre-rendered it. Oh, nope.
Privilege escalation.
Okay, let's start that again.
So, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher level privileges, which allow for greater access to other parts of a system. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator level or system level privileges. It's unlikely that an attacker will be able to directly compromise the system that's the subject of their overall objective.
Definitely need to stretch that animation.
Tactics they'll use to navigate through a system to reach their end target. Credential access techniques offer ways of obtaining passwords, keys, or other authentication data so that the attacker can assume the identity of the account.
Okay. Obviously, it's not as satisfying watching that when there are still so many things broken, but I still think that most of it worked out okay. I'm gonna turn off the audio, and hopefully that's not playing for you either. No, it is. Let's turn that off. And now we can just have a look at this beautiful animation. I know, it's not completely finished. These types of animations with so many moving parts in audio do take a lot of time, unfortunately, and sometimes the technique is also not to stretch animation, but perhaps add some scenes in the storyboard so that, you know, I've miscalculated how much time it takes to animate these scenes for the audio that I had or for the voiceover that I had available. So at this stage, I might decide, okay, let's add something else here. Let's change this. I'm choosing not to do that just because this process of animating this explainer is already taking so long that I'd quite like to complete it before the information in this video becomes obsolete. So I do want to just keep it as is and instead just stretch the animation, like the character can rest on the ladder, for example, before it jumps up another step. I can stretch it that way. Right now I have a non-stop sort of a jump cycle, but I can just have the character jump up one, rest, and that point the lock unlocks. I can stretch that animation a little bit longer. I think I'll be able to do that. And then at the end, I might, like here at this point after it zooms in, maybe I'll have the card come in already. Oops, sorry, hit the mic. And then I'm gonna have it turn and enter the credentials. I'm not sure. I'll think about how I can stretch that part, but I think everything else works relatively well. So I want to look at how I can adjust the timing in those parts. And we'll do that in the next session. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. I will not be streaming next week. I'm actually very likely not going to be streaming for the next month since I'll be traveling, but I'll be back at the end of October. If you'd like to be notified when I'm streaming, make sure to subscribe and follow my socials. You can find me on Twitter. That's basically the only social I use. I also have a subreddit you can follow there, and that way you'll get notified when I'm streaming. If you'd like more in-depth tutorial and learning, I also just cut myself off there. I have some online classes that you can find on my website. You can go to classes.sonjageracek.me. You'll find a link to that in the description of this video as well. If you'd like to support me and join the community of motion design students, you can join my Patreon or buy me a coffee on Ko-fi or buymeacoffee.com. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!